Hey guys, we're going to start early and they're having a press conference right now. So we're going to watch it together and then we'll discuss it. So I'm going to bring this over.
Governor, we'll kick it off.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us here tonight. We appreciate the media and the partnership we have with you in helping us to get information out to the public so that we can catch this assassin.
Sounds like they haven't caught him then.
Hold him accountable. We are going to share a portion of a video and that we have of the suspect, as well as some new stills. Those have already been released, but we want to make sure that they get as much attention as possible so that we can get help from the public in tracking down this evil human being. So we're going to cue up the video right now. Show that. I've asked Commissioner Bo Mason if he would narrate to you what is happening in this video.
Thank you, Governor. Bo Mason, Commissioner.
And Sacha will be joining soon, so don't worry, guys. But I wanted to catch this press conference with you.
See the building where the shooter was proned out in the top left corner. We'll go ahead and play that video, and I'll narrate as we go.
And here's Sacha. They're just doing the press conference or showing
So
the
here you see the suspect
video
right
more
behind that
suspect.
upper building. He's going to come out on the right, moves to this far right
There he is.
corner.
Can you hear?
Yes,
There's a bad guy right there.
He's gonna
I can't
climb
really
off the
see it.
edge.
Yeah, Sacha just had eyes.
Drop down to the ground. As he did that, he left some palm impressions. There's some smudges, some places we're looking to collect DNA.
And it looks like you hurt his leg there too. He started to
Good.
limp.
The suspect is clearly identified as wearing Converse tennis shoes. Again, we'll replay that again so you can get another view of that.
So there he goes. And it looks like he kind of hurt his leg.
Black
So they
t-shirt,
caught him?
No.
Black
Oh.
pants. And there appears to be some white on the soles of those Converse tennis shoes.
See, he's kind of
They're all
limping there.
identifiable items that we're looking for. In the stills that are going to follow this, you're going to see a very distinctive T-shirt with an American flag and appears to have an eagle on it. There's also a baseball cap with a triangle on it and a pair of sunglasses. All distinctive, all things that we would ask the public to look for and try to identify if they know someone who has those items, who has been seen wearing those items. We're looking for all that information. Here you see the suspect after dropping off the building. He moved around across this grassy area, around the parking lot. We're going to pan to the right. After
See his
he crosses
escape
the street,
plan.
this is where he moves over into the wooded area. This is the video evidence that we utilize to track his movements and to locate that firearm in that wooded area following the discovery of this evidence. Good. You want to go to the stills? So here's the still photographs. I mentioned these have been enhanced. So these are slightly different than what we introduced earlier. Please pay close attention to the T-shirt. Like I said, very distinctive with that American flag and that eagle. The hat with the triangle and the sunglasses. You go to the next picture, please. The backpack as well. All identifying features that we're hoping the public can help us identify and lead us to this suspect. Next picture.
He doesn't look transgender, but you know, he may just be in his boy form there.
Right.
And again, the T-shirt.
He may be looking like Buffalo Bill now in his basement.
in a skin suit.
Yes.
We have pushed these out. We'll continue to push these out. And we just ask for the public's cooperation through the public. The tips that have been coming in are what are giving us our next leads and enabling us to continue to further this investigation. We've had great cooperation from the public, and we're continuing to ask for that as we move forward. Thank you, and I'll turn time back over to you.
So it's kind of sad they haven't got him. That's not good news.
No,
Thank
it's
you so
not.
much, Commissioner Mason. I want to thank Director Patel and his team. It's great to have them on the ground with us tonight. We've had several briefings, and he's had an opportunity to walk the crime scene. We appreciate our local law enforcement here. Again, we have Mike Smith, who is the county sheriff here. We have all of our local.
I wonder if they run into each other because of battles of these different, the sheriff and then the city, then the FBI, because they all have their egos.
It's like they do that in movies all
Yeah.
the time.
Just give you a little warning. We will not be taking any questions at this time. We're giving you the latest information we have, being as transparent with everything that we have. But I do want to share a couple things that I think are important. We cannot do our job without the public's help right now. The public has answered our call for action. So far, we've received more than 7,000 leads and tips. I would just note that the FBI hasn't received this many digital media tips from the public since the Boston Marathon bombing.
We were just talking about that.
Yeah, it reminds
Is
me
that
of
how
that
they
a little
got
bit.
caught?
They finally caught him, but it was a big manhunt.
Because of tips?
No, because they ended up murdering a cop and hijacked some Asian. Carjacked.
Oh, that's how they got caught?
Yeah.
As
Well,
you're
the Asian, because
aware,
they're going to
this has
gas up
already
him
been
before they could kill the
reported
Asian.
that
The
FBI
Asian
is
ran away.
offering a $100,000
And
reward
so then he called
for
you.
information leading to the identification and arrest of the person responsible for the murder of Charlie Kirk. We also continue to implore the public to support this investigation and come forward with any information. We are truly hopeful that this video and new photos will lead to even more tips. We are processing. We have an incredible team, a state and federal team working together to process those tips. We're going out in tandem to interview any.
I wonder if they had a name. They said they had a name. I saw reported, but they haven't heard it.
Again, we need as much help as we can possibly get. Any videos or photos that you might have, the public should be submitted to our digital media tip line, which is www.fbi.gov/.
Well, did they see his car? Did they see him get into a car? You would think there would be cameras in the parking lot.
Well, he looked like quite a way, and it looked like he hurt his leg when he dropped there because he was limping in another one.
General tips about the shooting by calling 1-800-CALL-FBI. That's 1-800-CALL-FBI or at tips.fbi.gov. This is, I would just say, this is not just a local matter here in Utah. We have people all over the country that are helping to bring this perpetrator to justice.
He may not even be from Utah.
No, he might not
We'll
be.
just add as well that.
And I wonder.
Well, that Luigi guy
there
got
is,
caught.
There is a lot of forensic evidence.
You know, and he
that is
wasn't
being
from there.
processed right now at both the state lab and the and.
Well, he
federal
left a
labs, federal
handprint
lab
on the.
in,
They said they got on
the
the
East Coast.
roof.
So we are working.
Oh,
in
he's
tandem
screwed if they
together.
get him.
Because
they'll be able to match up.
Just add a word of note for those people who are spending so much time on social media. I think Charlie said it best, that when things get bad, we should put our phones down and spend a little time with our families. There is a tremendous amount of disinformation. We are tracking our team, the state team, and I'm sure the federal team as well. What we're seeing is our adversaries want violence. China, we have bots from Russia, China, all over the.
Well, that happened the
world.
Boston
They're trying to
Marathon.
instill
There's always
disinformation
these fake,
and
you
encourage
know,
violence.
leads and stuff.
would
I
encourage
remember
you
the
to
Boston
ignore
Marathon
those, to
bombing.
turn
They were
off
doing
those
like a
streams
4chan Reddit,
and,
all
and
these.
spend
They
a little more
suspected
time
certain
with
people, and they
their
weren't, you know,
families.
they're just a
We
random guy with a
definitely
backpack.
We'll have more to say.
So we're getting
about
some of
in
that now
the,
too,
in the
probably.
days and
Yeah.
weeks to come. More than
That's why I
anything,
haven't
we are
posted
going
a lot
to
of
catch
these,
this
you know.
person.
Yeah, because you don't know.
Last thing I will just say is we've been working with our attorneys, getting everything that we need, affidavits ready, so that we can pursue the death penalty in this case, and that will happen here in the state of Utah. Again, to the public, to those who are grieving, thank you for your prayers. I know we are feeling those prayers. I know the Kirk family is feeling those prayers as well. We pray that God will bless our nation at this very dark time. We can start healing by finding this perpetrator and holding him accountable, and we need your help to do that. Thank you.
But what if he doesn't go by he, him? That this is the
Somebody in
worst
the chat
crime.
was saying, why haven't they used facial recognition yet?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, that
This
was
doesn't seem like this should be that difficult.
all right, guys.
Unless it is a cover up that it's.
Are they going to have any more speakers, or is that it? I think that's it.
That wasn't much of a press conference.
No, we're going to stop here.
We
and-
already kind of knew most of that stuff, at least.
All right, there we go. Sorry, you were hearing that, Sacha?
Yes, I heard that.
Sorry.
It echoed.
Oh, guys, welcome to Night Owls. We haven't done Night Owls in like 12 years, or how long has it been?
It's been a while.
And Sacha, she's doing the Stevie Wonder thing now. It's kind of funny. It's not like
It's
we
a head
really,
bob. Stevie Wonder would do that head bob.
yeah, it's not like we really planned it. I don't think we really didn't plan it, but
No.
I had my eye surgery. You guys well documented a couple of weeks ago, and cataract and stents. And Sacha just had her first eye surgery for a cataract today, and she gets her next one in a couple of weeks. So I'm through. I always say, hey, I had it worse than Sacha because I had to put stents in my eye and blood and all that. But still, cataract surgery is it's a thing you got to heal on, not do too much for a while, time to take it easy.
Well, I can see better now. If I close my right eye, I
Yeah.
can see out of my left eye.
That is so cool. Yeah, I
mean,
think you're
it's
going to
still a
love
little
it.
blurry, but it's not like it was. It's already improved a lot.
And like, guys, I just use these. I will get my final reading glasses, but I can see distance 20/20. I don't drive with glasses.
And I got
anymore.
even better lens. I got the
Yeah.
Odyssey lens, and it's a trifocal.
I couldn't
so
get that
I
because
shouldn't have to have glasses.
yeah,
at
I
all.
couldn't get that because of my glaucoma.
So next time you guys see me, well, if you see me in a month, I will not be wearing glasses.
There
at
you
all.
go. There we go.
Yeah.
So you'd be the new hot babe without glasses. But
You're
Hollywood,
old babe without
the
glasses.
that's how they distinguish between an ugly girl and a pretty girl. You
It
remember in
is.
those 80s movies, it's all cheesy. You have like a real hot babe, but they put glasses on her and she'd be like the ugly girl.
Well,
And then she'd
that's-
take her glasses off and she's so hot. I'm like, does any guy really care? I mean,
It's like
just stupid.
Superman and Clark Kent,
Yeah.
or He-Man and
Yeah.
Prince Adam.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
It's cringe. All right, we'll get back to the point of this we wanted to do. Sacha actually suggested this, and I did the stream yesterday because I didn't want to do video. It was a really big thing. Everyone was talking about
Well,
it.
everybody's talking about it today. I mean, it's really horrific. what
We were at
happened, and
Village Inn after the eye appointment, and the waitress was talking about it.
she
Remember
was.
that?
And then when I had my eye surgery before they wheeled me back, because you're not allowed to bring a
Mhm.
phone back or anything, and I was just laying in bed waiting for him to take me back, and I heard this old lady. It sounded like an old lady. She was talking about it too. I heard her say Charlie Kirk's name, and so this is everybody's talking about it. Everybody knows. It was on the news last night when I was driving home. I lose internet at a certain point, or I can't get service out here. So I just turned the radio on, and it was like an ABC News report, and they were talking about it. So it's a big deal. I mean, people called me that I haven't talked to in a long time. Yesterday at work, even asked me about it.
Oh,
So,
I have.
mean,
I have.
people are.
Because we another lady. I don't dox people, but today she called me.
Yeah.
And we talked a long time because
Yeah.
she was very upset about it. I guess I could say she was Canadian. I'll just say that.
Yeah.
And we had a long conversation, and even Canadians are upset about this. And I follow this guy in England, and he was really devastated by this because this is bigger than just Charlie Kirk. This is, and I looked it up, and I know technically Martin Luther King Jr. wasn't given a speech when he was assassinated, but I was trying to ask Grok, when was the last time someone was assassinated basically for their political beliefs, but they weren't a politician, they were just giving a speech or talking? And the closest kind of was, I guess you could say, Martin Luther King was the last time, because I can't think of any other time
And
where
when was that? Like 68?
68, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a really attack on the fabric of what this country's supposed to be, where we're a free country and people have different points of view, and you can express them, and you may think they're hateful or not. I don't think Charlie Kirk, by the way, I was proud he followed me on X, and I thought he had really grown, let's just put it this way, over the years, and he was starting to sound more like Ramsey Paul, but he was never hateful. He was always a very pleasant man.
Me and Moscow were talking about it on the phone yesterday because he was upset about it too. And he said he was always nice to these people.
Very
These
nice.
people treat him like garbage, and he was always polite. And I didn't really watch him or anything. I didn't know a lot about him. I knew the Groypers used to go to the thing and ask him, like, how is butt sex
Yeah.
conservative value?
And that
stuff like
changed him.
that.
That actually changed him, that encounter.
But he
good for
was
the
so
Groypers.
young. I didn't realize because
Yeah.
they said he's only been doing this for 10 years.
Mhm.
So think about it. He was 31, almost 32. So he was in his early 20s. I think they said he was 18 when he really kind of started all this. So it's like people have, a journey. They don't always, people grow in their beliefs. They change their beliefs. And
Yeah.
I think that's probably what happened to him. And he saw the writing on the wall. And I don't know. And the reaction from people is just horrific. That's the thing that's sad too. You think like everyone could come together like how horrible this is, right or left, that
Right.
somebody got assassinated. No, these people are making TikTok videos, dancing about it. It's like the guy had a wife and 2 small children, and they're not going to have a father. She's not going to have her husband anymore. And all these people saw him get his, like, saw him get shot. I saw the video on X, and I didn't even think it was like the real, or wasn't, I thought it was going to be edited or something. And it was like all this blood gushing out. Imagine being there and seeing that. You're going to be traumatized. All those kids, all those college kids got to see that right up close. I mean, they're never going to forget that. That's going to leave a mark on all those kids. And then to have these assholes celebrate that, and then they're making lists now of other people they want dead. It's almost like they're possessed by demons or something. I don't even really believe in that shit.
Well,
but
I do
something's really
believe
wrong.
literally the trans ideology is demonic. I
But
really
these
do.
aren't even all trans
No,
people
I know, but
celebrating
they-
this. Most of it was like, I would say a lot of it was like young women to like women my age were the people I saw most of the videos of people dancing around.
Yeah,
It was just,
and I want to
sick.
get into that aspect, but just staying on the Charlie Kirk progression, he was saying stuff like, there's no reason you should be ashamed to be white.
Oh yeah, I saw
And
that.
that was huge. And so he was saying, and he was skeptical about a war against Russia and Ukraine. And there was a lot of questions there because a lot of people that are the online supporting Ukraine were cheering that he was dead. And so Charlie Kirk really had moved a lot to the right. And he was saying a lot of, I was joking to people I've talked to that a lot of these people like Megyn Kelly, Matt Walsh, Tucker Carlson, Charlie Kirk, they're basically sounding like I did in 2016. And it's
Right.
funny because a lot of these people would have nothing to do with me back then. But now they're basically,
Well, now everyone's kind of in the same boat. If you're
Yeah.
on the right, or even people that aren't even on the right, but they understand this is evil. Like AIU did a really good video about this, and I watched it on X. He's not like a Trump guy. I'm pretty sure he hates Trump. He did a video talking about Charlie Kirk and how he thought Charlie Kirk was a good, kind guy, and how evil these people are celebrating this. If anything, it's going to turn people like him, like that are kind of like, he's not like a crazy leftist, but he's like an old school. I think he's an old school Democrat. But they're not going to like, they're going to leave the left. I've already seen some people say that they're doing it because they know this is wrong. I mean, you can't celebrate a guy getting shot like that. And I mean, getting killed just for going out and speaking to people.
yeah, let me,
Just
we
because,
got,
he disagreed with me, so I'm going to kill him now.
why conservatives are afraid to say who they voted for. Leftists openly celebrate the assassination of a right-winger at their jobs, on social media, and in person. Expect zero retribution. Does that end soon? That's a great question. And actually, I think AIU was talking about that in the video we're just talking about, because all these people got into their weird cult, TikTok cult.
Mhm.
And I know the right has the echo chamber and purity spirals, but the left big time does.
Mhm.
And these people have gone fucking insane, and they all trying to one up each other. And it is amazing that they think this is a good look for them to come out, say, I disagree with this guy, so he should be murdered. And they're doing a happy dance. Will this change? It may. A lot of the people that have done that have been fired or whatever.
Oh, good. And I
And
didn't
that's
even
good.
care. I used to kind of have mixed feelings about that. I felt like if you're a public servant or a teacher, you should be fired. But I was thinking, if you own your own business, maybe you should be able to say what you want. But if you're cheering on people getting killed on the right or the left, you should, fuck you. You should get fired.
Well, the way I look at this now, this is one of the things I want to talk about it, but I consider this a huge divide in the country, that we're going to go through a type of civil war now, not necessarily like
a
our
real war.
first civil. Well, it's going to be killings and stuff, unfortunately, but it's not going to be like between the states. And one side or the other, we're either going to win and these people are going to be gone, or we're going to live under tyranny and we'll return Planet of the Apes type of style. It's going to be bitter. It's going to be a long struggle like they went through Ireland, what they call the Troubles. And I see that happening, unfortunately, because the left has made it clear they don't want to debate ideas. They just want to murder you if they don't like your opinion. And as such, as we're in a state of war, I no longer consider these people citizens, and I don't consider them protected by the Constitution. I see them as enemy combatants. So I don't give the fuck about their so-called constitutional rights. They don't have them anymore because they're not part of our people.
Well,
That's
they
how we
don't-
should look
They
at it.
don't care about us. I mean, they would want any of us dead.
Right.
The people that are dancing and singing, this isn't about economics like some of the left
Mm-mm.
used to be more about healthcare. Because I know people like this in my life, they're not like celebrating Charlie Kirk dying. These people are a whole other level, not people that maybe, oh, we should have healthcare or, you know, things should be run a certain way, not like the old school like Democrats. This is a whole new animal of psychos. I mean, that's why people like Tulsi Gabbard left. People that are kind of saying, they're like, hey guys, this isn't right. And
Well, I think the left, they never had any control on their behavior. Now, we on the right have always had controls because we are against the establishment.
right,
So
we're the
we were
minority.
always facing censorship, being kicked out of banks, the platform for banks, you name it, right?
Right.
Or you could be fired from your job if you didn't support Black Lives Matter enough or something like that. But these shithell leftists, they've been able to do anything and make any demands, including calling for genocide of white people, and they face no repercussions whatsoever. They don't get kicked off social media. They don't get debanked.
No.
So they think they're immune, and they just start this purity spiral where we're in now, where they're doing these TikTok dances celebrating a young man dying just because he's peacefully giving his point of view. And I'm like, do you really want to? These girls are brain dead. I'm like, do you really want to be in a society where people are killed just randomly because of their views, and you think it's funny they get stabbed in the neck or if they get shot in the neck? Because bitch, you have a neck.
Yeah.
Bitch, you have a neck. Don't you understand it could go the other way too? And then while you're doing your little happy dance and think it's funny, are you going to think it's really funny when there's a knife blade in your throat? You know, and then you see, they don't understand what they're trying to bring down. They just think it's one way. And part of this is the propaganda, and I've always hated this, is they, and a lot of the Jewish groups have promoted this idea of hate speech, and that, oh, the Nazis are the ultimate evil, and so if you were a Nazi, it's okay to kill a Nazi. You know, it's good to punch a
Well,
Nazi.
the
Remember they did that
mainstream
with
media.
Richard Spencer, punch
Yeah.
a Nazi,
The mainstream media has done this shit.
right? And I was
Trump,
up,
Hitler, Charlie Kirk's the new Hitler. I mean,
and even if he wasn't a new Hitler, he wasn't. But let's say if he was, you don't have a right to attack him.
right.
But they have this ideology that if you're a Nazi, it's a right, you have a right to attack these people and kill them because of self-defense. And what the slippery slope is, who they call a Nazi is everyone they don't agree with. So even Charlie Kirk would be called a fascist and a Nazi when he's real milquetoast.
Yes.
And so this is how they do it. So if you're like a Christian, you're a Nazi. If you believe in free speech, they call you a Nazi and you're deserving of death. And this is what they were raised on is appropriate thing to do. And so this is where we are right now. And going back to the press conference, and thank you guys for joining us. Right before the show, I saw they're doing a press conference. I was hoping it'd be a real press conference with questions and answers. And I have to be,
They're not.
because we just saw it together. I just saw it with Sacha, so I haven't been able to discuss it with her. So let's discuss that first, and we'll move on to some of the other topics. But I was disappointed in the press conference in the sense that they don't have the guy yet. I'm really disappointed in that, because the longer it takes to get him, the harder it is.
But wasn't that Luigi guy? Didn't it take like a week to get him?
Well, and the
out?
Boston guys, it took a while too.
I think they will catch him. And there's so many internet sleuths that maybe they'll find him. I had heard online people were saying that there was a flight that left, like a private plane, and that it turned off its.
Oh, that was
tracker or
the
something.
Candace Owens thing.
Well,
and,
no, I
yeah.
saw other people besides her
yeah, I
talking about
know,
it too.
I don't think there's a flight that took him out of that. That was the whole. See, what we're getting, and this is what the FBI agent has said, is there's a lot of misinformation out there. And this happened in the Boston bombing before they actually got the two guys. All these other people were accused randomly. And that's why I've been careful, because there's been some transgender people that have threatened to kill Charlie Kirk, and they showed him, her, whatever the fuck
Oh
it
yeah, I
is.
saw that.
And then they're like, oh, look at this is the guy. And I'm like, I don't want to retweet that because I don't know, you know?
But you know, the FBI should look into those people
They are.
because
They
it's
know,
like,
yeah.
yeah, and that's another thing. The left, they're so fucking stupid. Why do you post shit like that anyway? Do you not realize if something did happen, like if that guy had nothing to do with it, which I'm guessing he didn't because it didn't look like the same guy,
Mhm.
they're going to look for you, stupid, and they're going to see that, and you're probably going to be on a list, which you should be on a list because that's how crazy these people are, that they just openly say that they're going to kill people and do violence against people, and I guess they think they'll just get away with it. Like that black on the train. I mean, that guy was obviously
Well, that guy's an
something was
animal. I
wrong.
don't consider him human.
He
can't
didn't even think like, hey, I'm killing
No,
some
like he
woman.
doesn't think. Let's act. It's like asking a rabid dog what they're doing. I mean, you don't anthropomorphize him into a human.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just an animal. He shouldn't be wandering the streets. He's stupid. I heard him try to talk. It's embarrassing. But the guy that did this is a different category, and I knew the guy that did this even before they showed the suspect. I told Sacha, and I think I told all you. I go, this guy's not black.
No,
because this was
we
planned,
knew,
and
right.
yeah, it's a different type of mindset.
Well, you called it. You said it was probably a trans, and then Mosca said it was either a pro-Palestinian guy or a transgender.
It could be both.
But then Ron Paul's co-host kept saying it was Mossad.
Yeah, let me talk about that too, because I know a lot of people are saying that, and I will give a tiny bit of credence to it. Okay, because first of all, I have to be honest. I don't think it's a possibility, but I don't think it's the most likely possibility. And I've spoken out, obviously, what Israel's doing in Gaza is horrible. I don't think we should be funding Israel. I've spoken out against Jewish groups like the ADL and how much AIPAC has control over our country. So I'm not shy of speaking out on this matter, but I'm not one of those same people that anytime something happens, it's the Jews, no matter what, and that just gets a little old, and it's just kind of stupid. If that's your first instinct, sometimes it's not always. And I said this probably, even before I heard this, was trans related, just because of all the left people, this weird trans ideology has created these people. They think they're under attack. They are very angry, obviously, because they've been mutilated. They have a lot of mental illness. Obviously, just to do it, you have to. A lot of drug abuse. And they are very violent people. A lot of them are.
Well, they are.
And we remember people forgot. We just had a few weeks ago. Remember, we had one of them shoot up kids in a church and kill them.
Yeah. Well, there's a chart on X, and it showed all the transgender shooters. There was a lot, considering they're only supposed to be a small portion of the population.
Yeah,
they do an awful lot of murders.
If you do it per capita, and I know the guy in the bus that stabbed the girl wouldn't understand per capita. Most of his kind cannot understand it, but you guys understand per capita. Transgenders are even higher than black males.
Yeah, they do. Well, they have a high suicide rate also.
Oh, huge, almost half. So, I mean, it's an ideology that we should no longer tolerate.
Well, we shouldn't. People shouldn't celebrate
it. It's dangerous.
And push it on kids.
Again,
it's just crazy.
Again, if you have some problem with this and in your own home, you want to dress up like a girl and masturbate or whatever they do, what you do in your own home, I guess. But we shouldn't be promoting this as normal, a good thing, and trying to force everyone to use their made up pronouns. And what I really think is happening with a lot of these people is they've been told a lie, and because of pornography or online gaming, or they play different, I don't know what gets into them. They get into these online groups. They think they're not happy, but they'd be happy if they're a girl, because they have this weird sexual fetish. They like girls sexually, so they think, if I could be a girl, wouldn't that be hot? And so they go through this process, and a lot of them, especially if they get the surgery and the hormones and they get castrated, they then are like, oh, I no longer have sexual urges, and they're not really a woman, and they have a lot of anger. And instead of blaming the people that did it to them, they blame people like Charlie Kirk that said, you really can't change your sex. Mm-hmm. So what their basic ideology is, you have to affirm us that we are a woman. And if you don't affirm that we're a woman, that's hate speech, that's violence against us, and we have a right to kill you. And they really do have this philosophy, and it's very angry. I'm sorry about that button. Our dog is just kind of yapping tonight. I don't know why. Probably sees deers outside. We have a lot of deer. I took him out Benji for a walk. We saw a deer, we saw a cat, and we saw I think a rabbit. It was like a busy night. So this philosophy is a very toxic one.
Well, and if more people listened to Charlie Kirk, maybe people wouldn't do this.
Right.
Instead of this, like, all these people like, oh yes, you can be a woman or you can be a man, and then these people do these horrible things to their body and they look miserable. Like Ellen Page used to be a cute girl, and now she looks like a middle-aged
Well,
man.
they
and
were
it's
told a
just,
lie. You can't
or little
change your
boy,
sex.
really.
You can't change your sex.
Well, that's what I
And
mean. They were
I
lied
know.
to.
They were
They're
lied
all
to.
very
They have a
angry.
lot of
Do
anger.
any of them look happy?
No.
They're all pissed.
Yeah.
You'd be pissed too if someone chopped your dick off or your tits off.
Yeah.
I mean, and then people act like you're the bad guy if you say like, hey, maybe don't do this. Like people like Charlie Kirk says, don't do this.
Yeah.
And or whatever he said, I'm sure he thought it was wrong because it is. And then
It
they
is.
want to do it to children and then screw these kids up forever. And
You want to
then
just shut the door so we don't have
Yeah.
the sorry about that, guys. We have that. Usually our dog is quiet, but she's seen
let me
something
go,
outside.
deal with her. Just gonna keep-
I know. So we're just gonna close the door here. So Sacha's gonna deal with the dog. We live in a rural area, and we have one dog is Button. It's a terrier, nice sweet dog, but she's if she sees like a deer or animal outside, she'll get barking. And our other dog is I think a lab pit bull mix, Benji. It's getting huge. So it's a powerful dog already. He's 5 months, turned 6 months this year, and he's pretty chill, but he's kind of hyper. But he's in his crate sleeping now. Well, thank you. You calmed him down.
Well,
So
no, she was staring out the window, just barking her head off. So I pushed her.
there's
over.
an animal out there she sees. So yeah,
She could be barking all night.
yeah. But she won't do. She won't attack it really.
No.
So yeah. So we're just there, and you saw the suspect. He doesn't look trans, but as I told Sacha, this could be when he obviously disguised just to dress like his usual.
I mean, do they
boy
know for
self.
sure he's a trans or he's just a deranged leftist?
Well, we don't know he's trans. We don't know.
Yeah, so you don't.
We
you could
just
be a
know
left-wing
it was the
meme.
reports that the magazines they had pro-trans and anti-fascist statements on it. That's
Yeah,
reported multiple. If that's true. On obviously the person that you usually don't assassinate someone because you love them. So the person it was a political
Well,
terrorist
of course. And he had to plan that out to know when to go on the roof and
So
to know.
the shooter himself may not be trans, but I think he probably is. And I think he's probably in his Buffalo Bill outfit now, just doing weird,
Well, I mean, it was kind of strange too. Somebody asked Charlie Kirk about violence and transgenders and everything right before he got shot.
Well, that could be a coincidence. There was some ideas that some of the people, it may be more than just one shooter.
Well, that's what I wondered. I was talking to Brandon about that. Like, it was kind of odd. The guy asked him that, and then right after that, bang.
Well, one of the theories someone had, and again, this could be misinformation. Remember, they initially arrested that old boomer?
Yes.
And what I heard, because it's like, why would they arrest just some random old boomer in the audience?
Yeah.
And what I heard is because he was, after the shooting, he was telling everyone he did it or something like that. And so they arrested him. And then they were like, wait a minute, you didn't do it. And he goes, oh, no, I was just getting excited. And so people were.
Why would you say that?
If you're part of a plot to distract, to allow the shooter. So he was working with a shooter.
Yeah.
And he looked like an older Jewish
Gave
guy.
him time to get away.
And so you go in there and you you just falsely say, oh, it was me. I give up. And everyone turns their attention to you. And the police turn their attention to you. Meanwhile, the son of a bitch on the roof is scampering down.
Maybe
that's the
guy,
theory.
I wonder if that guy did have something to help do
And
it.
Again, we're just saying we don't know because
we're just guessing. We don't know. Nobody knows except the people that did it.
And I do that because I don't want, someone defamation or something. I don't know. This is just what's been his speculation. And but they did release him.
Yes.
So he wasn't the shooter. And then they arrested another guy that I think it was just more random because he had a rifle in his truck, but I think he was just like a hunter or something.
It's still like crazy to me that we're even talking about this as it's even a thing.
It shouldn't be a thing in America.
I mean,
yeah, it's just.
Well, we went and saw Tucker about a year ago in Tulsa, and they made us go through all the security. And I mean, it was crazy, the security we had to go through. And this lady went through my keys and was looking through the keys. And I get annoyed anytime people go through my bag or they pat you down. I hate that shit. Like they do it before concerts. They do it at the Amp and Rogers. And I always get pissed off because I feel like it's an invasion of privacy. And I'm thinking, why do we have to go through this? And looking back, it's like, yeah, now, Tucker could have happened to Tucker. But in my mind, I guess I'm naive because I think people wouldn't really do this. I mean, even though Trump got shot,
you wouldn't.
But I wouldn't think like somebody would shoot Charlie Kirk or Tucker. But these people are out of their minds. They have a kill list on, I guess, Blue Sky.
Yeah, those guys are insane.
I mean,
and I want to get back to that. I want to try to keep. I will pick up that thread, but I want to get the thread about the whole Israel thing, not drop that. Tucker was interviewed on Megyn Kelly today, and he had an interesting thing. He did say, and this is why I'll give a little bit of credence to it. I don't think it was Israel, but Tucker did say that Charlie Kirk, he was a very honest person with his views, and he had all these donors. And Tucker didn't say who the donors were, but they were Jewish.
Yeah.
And then these donors recently started to become very unhappy with some of Charlie's views. And Tucker didn't say what the views are, but I know it had to do with Israel.
Well, I had heard other people said, I think it was Harrison Smith on X said that he had heard that they were not happy with Charlie, or Charlie feared their government. And then right after he got shot, I guess Benjamin Netanyahu was like, oh, whatever, their condolences.
Yeah, he was saying.
I don't know. It could be. Who the hell knows? Don't know.
Yeah, I would just think they would just cut him off the funding.
You'd think.
Yeah, I don't. And then if we want to go, because Charlie Kirk, whatever you want to say about him, he wasn't like some raging anti-Jew or anything.
No, he liked you.
He was
you were a freaking Yamaka.
He followed me. He probably got the idea. Why should we be funding these people, and why should we be funding them like massacring people in Gaza? He wasn't anti-Israel per se, like I'm not either.
Well, neither is Tucker.
No, and you would think if Israel wanted to go after someone, they go after someone like Nick Fuentes or something,
Right. Well, they tried to kill him too, if we don't forget. I almost forgot about that. And then I remembered because it was like they shot Trump twice. Yes. And then they tried to go after Nick. Remember that? That crazy woman came, and not her, because I think she was just kind of a crazy lady.
The Jew that he gassed.
Yeah, I think she was just there to get attention.
She was there to cause shit. Yeah,
she was, but I don't think she was going to harm him.
No.
Now that other guy, remember, he killed some people, and he went to Fuentes' house.
Yeah, didn't he kill his parents or something? And
he killed a dog or something.
Then the police came and killed him.
Yes, but it's like they've already tried to kill him.
Yeah.
So it's just like you're not safe.
No, and that's
if you're a commentator or anybody even on the right, these people are mad, and if either of us died, they would just jump around and do TikToks. I mean, that's how morbid and fucked up these people are. I mean, these people are fucking crazy.
Well, that's a concern. If they don't catch this guy, is he going to be done, or is he going to try to shoot other people?
I don't know. Matt Walsh, I was listening to, he did a thing about Charlie Kirk, and he said he thinks that they might try to kill more people. He said, you just don't know. I mean,
I would say Ben Shapiro.
Well, he canceled. He was supposed to be touring, and he canceled. And look, I get it.
I heard he said, though, that is still going to do things. He said that.
I get not doing these outdoor events. What I would do what Tucker did. Mm-hmm. Like Charlie Kirk was big enough. He could have just done this stuff inside. And I'm assuming, I used to work at a university. They have all kinds of ballrooms and arenas and stuff. Have it in an indoor one, have a metal detector. And that way you can't have these fuckers on a roof. Because these outdoor events, I mean, concerts are different, but if you're political in this climate, maybe you shouldn't be out there. Because Megyn Kelly said she's going to have like a tour. And I was thinking, oh, that's going to get canceled now. She's not canceling. And she said, even if she was mad because she was friends with Charlie Kirk, and she said, I'll go wherever TPUSA wants me to go after this. And she was pissed. And she's like, I'll go. And so it's like, just have the events indoors, make them do like the Tucker thing where we have to go through all that heavy security. I mean, nobody likes to do that, but it's better than somebody getting shot. Or I don't want to see, if I was to go to those things like with Tucker, I wouldn't want to see him get shot and killed. I'm sure those people, remember that poor guy got killed at that Trump rally when Trump was almost killed. And then those people try to say it didn't even happen.
Yeah,
that's how screwed up these people.
Well, this reminds me, it's very similar, it seems like, to what almost happened to Trump. But remember that the guy that shot Trump and killed the fireman? But it's the same thing. He was on a roof with a rifle. Crooks was his name?
Yeah, Thomas Crooks.
And then the weird thing is, it was like there's like zero information about Crooks. Remember afterwards? He had no social media presence. We had like an old picture from when he was in high school.
It's like they scrubbed all that.
And everything else. And then it was like, let's just forget it. I mean, it's just bizarre.
Well, even the second guy that tried to kill Trump, remember that? And he
in Florida,
Ukraine.
Yeah.
And, it makes you wonder if he was working for them or something. Like, where
did
these
certain
people come from?
Murders, or either they're mass murders or they're real high profile. You'd think you'd have all sorts of discussion about the guy, but they just totally blew off Thomas Crooks. It was kind of reminding me of the worst, I think, mass shooting in American history in Las Vegas. You remember that one guy?
Yeah, and that just disappeared.
And they just total. And Laura Loomer was really trying to do a lot of digging in that.
And
she
isn't
got
that
in
when
trouble.
they debanked her and kind of went after her? Was because of that?
That whole thing.
I
was
think our
really
government
suspicious.
had some shit to do with that.
I do. I think it was some sort of Islamic group, or something.
Especially in Vegas
Yeah.
like that with all the people around. Somebody would have seen that. And I mean, you know how it is there. I mean, the guy just got away, no big deal.
So the question is this guy, do we think well, first of all, let's talk about, he may not be himself transgender, but we can't tell based on the photos because, again, these people, I mean, trans women are men and they can take off their makeup and their
Well, he
wigs.
doesn't even have to be transgender. That fat bitch that stopped talking to me because I didn't vote
Yeah.
for stupid bitch, what's her face? Camel face.
Yeah.
She got mad at me. Her Facebook thing had a thing about, I hope that you don't treat trans
Protect
kids
trans
the way
kids
and it's
or
like,
whatever. Yeah.
this fat bitch and a lot of these
Yeah.
like people you see dancing around, I'm sure every one of them is pro-trans and all this.
Right.
It could just be somebody that's an ally because that's how those people are.
Ally.
Well, they are. They always say that
love how you
bullshit.
said
I'm
that.
an
That is true.
ally.
Yeah.
So
I'm
it
an
could just
ally.
be somebody like that.
No, you're
that,
right. It
you know,
could.
He
And-
said mean things about trans people, so I'm going to go take him out. I mean,
But what's
No.
more pathetic than being a young white guy and being part of this movement that hates whites and men?
yeah.
It's just like the utter cuckold debasement. But there are
There's
some
a
of these
lot
guys,
of them. There's a
and
lot
this
of
guy
them.
could look it because he kind of looks soy, really.
He
And-
did. Real scrawny
Yeah, real
and like he
scrawny.
really needs to eat like a hamburger.
Yeah, he's probably a
Physique.
vegan,
Yeah, probably they're wasting away.
and he kills people, but he won't eat a vegan, right? I'm just
Right.
guessing. I don't know, guys, but I wouldn't be surprised. So you're right. He himself may not be trans. He could be an ally or something like that.
Yeah.
But obviously it was politically motivated and he wanted to shoot him. And some people are like, oh, well, how can you say that? It looked like he was a Trump supporter because he had that American flag and eagle thing on. I'm like, oh, right. Like, because obviously he's going to wear his hammer and the sickle and
Well, yeah,
anti-fall material when he's trying to blend in. I'm
Well,
like, come
yeah,
on, you want to
he's
blend
gonna
in.
try to make people think he's one of them.
Yeah,
He doesn't want
exactly.
to stand out.
He
like
wants
going
to
there
act
with,
like one of
with
them.
a rainbow pride flag.
Right,
And shit. Like,
exactly.
come on. Oh, that's the guy that did it. He
Yeah,
looks
so-
suspicious there. He's gonna want to blend in.
I mean, of course he's going to try to dress up looking like, well, what do these chuds look like? I'll buy one of those, you
But,
know?
you know, I have more faith in the internet sleuths than I do the feds.
Yeah,
Like,
maybe too.
I would be more surprised if it's not like that. Was that group going after JF? Those Canadian moms, like trying to find Mama JF's killer. If it's
Oh, yeah.
like somebody like that finds out, who did
I think
this.
4chan will probably have a better chance than the feds.
That's what
to
I mean.
trust him.
Somebody like that, or these women that, you know, these middle-aged women that sleuth.
Well, we got a lot of pictures of him, and
Somebody's gonna
this is a big story.
recognize him.
And these pictures are being flooded, $100,000 reward, and someone's has to be like, wait a minute, that looks like Joey or whatever.
will.
And
They're gonna want that money.
yeah, and they will stab each other in the back
They
quick.
will.
But my next question for you, Sacha, this is more scary. Is he alone or is he being helped by a group? Like maybe that man in the crowd and there's other people to help him?
Well, the guy
because
asking the
how did he
question
get
was weird.
The rifle bit, I think that was planted on the roof probably days in advance. That's because people, we saw him walking, he didn't have a rifle, and people were like, where's your rifle? I bet days in the prior put a rifle up
Yeah,
there.
because he knew no one was going to go up there.
Mhm,
Because when I worked at the university, I used to work at the student union.
mhm.
Once in a blue moon, we would go up on the roof.
Right.
So it's like if you went,
A couple
I mean,
days in advance, put a rifle, you'd be
yeah,
fine.
probably, yeah. You could hide it up there
You're right.
somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so what he did, he probably planned it days in advance, or may not even been him. So if it's a group, a conspiracy, someone else did, some anti-fa trannies group, trans group, put a gun up there, and then he went up there. He was a shooter, you know.
Yep.
And maybe you're saying, where's his car? If it's a group, maybe he was supposed to do the route, go through the woods, and someone was waiting for him with a car, a getaway car.
Well, and the whole thing, I don't know. And I'm not saying the guy in the audience had anything to do with it, but
He
it
may
was,
not have, yeah.
it was just weird that the
It
guy
was.
asked that question. And right after that question, bam, for all we know, I don't know. He could have been a plant, put him in there. That's your cue to shoot. Then maybe that guy they arrested, oh, I'm going to take the blame so you can get away. And then they won't have anything on me and there'll be all this confusion. Who the hell knows?
I
I
never
just
even
don't
thought
know.
of this before it happened, but when I was told that, like that, and I'm not saying that old man did it, so don't
Well,
like.
we know he didn't actually shoot him.
No, but even as the FBI saying, don't hassle people because
Yeah.
we're just speculating.
Yes, we are.
But
We're
there is
sleuthing.
there is a possibility. I never even thought about that. It is kind of clever. If you are going to do a shooting and you're working with other people, have someone else to pretend to be the shooter initially, so everyone focuses on them.
Mhm.
And then you can say, oh, I was just a confused old man. I didn't do it.
Yeah.
I don't have a gun. See, you know,
Yeah.
and meanwhile, you're scampering off.
And there are a lot of those people, those older people that are those old hippie types.
I thought my number one thing, it was going to be some trans person. My number two thing was some old hippie boomer that was, you know, he wasn't going to go quietly to the big Woodstock in the sky. You know?
Yeah.
He was, and so that was kind of my theory there. Let's do here. We have another one here.
You have a lot. You
Okay,
might
let's
just
go
wanna
through
to
some
the
of these.
beginning.
Yeah, I'll read them because you have your eyes. Hi, Rams and Sacha. Do you see this Charlie Kirk thing leading to another Patriot Act moment similar post 9/11? Maybe using the National Guard for the police, then in the first short years arresting people for anti-Semitism. I don't know what Trump's going to do. I think Trump gave some hints. I don't think he meant to, but there's a lot of evil, crazy leftists out there. So he was implying that he had information this was the leftist. And it kind of the way he sounded, it was like maybe a group, just not one.
Yeah.
And I've often said, ever since even before George Floyd,
Hold on. I think one of the cats got locked somewhere.
all right, that they need to roll up these anti-fall groups, and they have the ability to do so. Did you find them there?
You want it? Maybe this one's in here. I forgot to put the door. I can't see that well, so
Yeah, we'll just do that. Leave the door open.
yeah.
But answering
Yeah, he wanted in.
answer your question, yeah, they could. I think. I hope they do. I hope they use RICO to roll up these groups, because if
That's
you had
what they should
if you had like
do.
the Proud Boys doing something like this and having a shooter, they'd roll up the whole group
They would.
big time. And so I think you need to roll up all these anti-fall fuckers, and I'm talking about not just a slap in the wrist, but 20 years in prison. You know, and that would be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And I would hope they would do that. And I think they could use RICO to do that. And again, I think we need to declare a state of emergency and say these people are no longer citizens and roll them up. And the judges that are corrupt to say they're no longer judges. And
Well,
take
what
them
happened to Trump going after Soros? I heard that a couple of weeks ago, him and his son, that he was going after them, and I haven't heard any more about it.
This is if they happen to be funding these groups that cause this murder, then they should go after Soros and his son. They should confiscate his wealth and property.
Yeah.
And we should send like a Navy SEALs team to track these people down and treat them like Osama bin Laden.
Mm-hmm.
We should treat Soros like Osama bin Laden, track him down and hunt him.
Yeah.
And his son.
And
that's what, because we're at war now. This is the way we need to handle it. We can't handle this by we just sit and do nothing and they kill our people.
Or people stop going out and talking to people and let the left brainwash these young people even more.
Right. So,
because I mean, say what you will about Charlie Kirk, he did change people's minds about things. I saw videos where people were, I was going to vote for Kamala, and they're like, who you vote for now? And they said Trump, because they just didn't know, because they don't teach them any kind of right-wing values or right-wing talking points. Nobody knows. If you go to school, it's all left-wing professors, and he would get on there and debate them. And I think he was a nicer guy than Steven Crowder. He always came off as kind of like a dick.
Who's that?
Steven Crowder, when he'd go to campuses, where I think Charlie Kirk was actually more sincere.
Does Steven kind of like to cross-dress too?
Yeah.
Ironically.
I don't know. Does he not do those things anymore on campus?
I would
he used to do that change my mind.
I obviously, I hope this doesn't happen to anyone, but you have to think he could have been in the crosshairs.
Oh, I know. Any of them could have.
And
Shapiro used to go to those. They've all gone public speaking engagements.
And yes, guys, I know a lot of you people like, oh, Shapiro, but believe me, a lot of leftists consider him to be a
they hate him too. He said he gets a lot of because if you have any kind of right-wing values, if you just say I'm pro-life, they hate you. You don't want to kill children.
Yeah,
I mean, that's how deranged and fucked up these people are.
Is Kash Patel of the FBI maybe incompetent? He got 2 people that were not guilty. Why have they not caught him yet? Nobody is snitching. Leftists protect their own. I'm not trying to defend Kash Patel, but he's not the guy that would be doing the logistics of arresting initially. The first boomer that got arrested, I don't know the circumstances why they arrested. I heard a rumor it was because he was claiming he did it, and that would be legitimate then to arrest him. And then you find out that he didn't do it. And so that happened in the Boston bombing. They had a couple of people of interest, I think they called it, that they took in with handcuffs that weren't the bombers.
Yeah.
So that happens in investigations, so I can't say that you can blame Kash Patel on that. And I'm not trying to simp for him or anything like that. I'm just saying that's it. Why have they not caught him yet? I think it's not as easy to catch people. Sometimes we're led to believe there's a lot of cameras there, and we got a lot of camera.
Well, I did get
footage.
photos of that guy that they think did it.
So
That's something.
No one is snitching. I almost have a feeling that this is more just than just a single person. I think that he's working with other people as part of a group, and there's people hiding him out somewhere.
Mhm.
So if I had to guess, he's part of a anti-fa trans group. There's a lot of them, a lot of anti-fa, high disproportionate amount, like 70-80% are trans. And they, he was a shooter, and they had people set up as drivers, and maybe they have a safe house for him, right? So he could be in a safe house now. So, and leftists protect their own. Well, yeah, if they're part of the group, they may.
Yeah,
so.
but I guarantee you, somebody that saw him that's on the street that might be left wing, if they're going to get $100,000, they will snitch.
Well, I saw an article, and it was legit. It wasn't just some weird account that said they knew this guy's name, but they didn't release it. So I don't know if that's true or not.
Maybe they're waiting to find out if that's the right guy first. I don't know.
Do we know why the older boomer was originally arrested?
We were just talking about that.
Yeah. No, we don't know for sure. I heard of rumors because he indicated, and when the shooting happened, that he did it or something.
You would think all those people there, does somebody not record that too? People record everything. It seems like somebody nearby would have seen that, flip their phone out. I would have, unless the people nearby confiscated, but I haven't heard any of that. I mean,
but we do know he wasn't the shooter.
Right.
And the only question was, I mean, it could not even if he said, "Oh, I'm the shooter," it could be that it was a part of the plot. He was just so confused getting dementia boomer.
Yeah,
I mean, it really could.
Yeah.
I don't know. I wasn't there, so I can't tell you. We're just speculating. Was he there to cause confusion? Well, that's the theory. Like, was he a plant to try to help those? Because again, if it's a group doing this, that would be clever. Is it like, okay, we'll have a couple people in the audience. One person will give the signal, like you were suggesting, when to do the shooting at the perfect time. And then you, old Jewish boomer, you're to play the role of the confused old guy saying that you actually were the shooter. So everyone's going to be focused on you. But don't worry, because you didn't do it. And they'll see, oh, you're just a confused old man. But meanwhile, that will allow that one guy to scamper off the roof.
Right.
Just speculation.
Lady Maga did a video, and he lives in Utah, and he went to something, I don't know, a while back, and it was something against trans and kids or some kind of legislation. He said that it was so crazy that these people got in his face and were shouting, "Fuck you." And he said it was so bad because he goes, "You think Utah's like this red state?" He said there's a lot of psychos there too. And he said that he had to be escorted to his car by the cops. And then he said another time he was going to do a speech or something. And he said he was getting death threats and people were threatening to hit him in the head with bricks, and they had to cancel it because of that. So he said, don't think Utah's like some just safe place. Cause that's kind of what I thought. I was thinking Utah would be.
Yeah, you would think it'd be a safe.
Yeah,
state,
like if I'd heard Charlie Kirk got shot, I would think like New York City or Vegas or somewhere like that. Yeah. I would never dream Utah.
Why aren't they getting more info out? There may be some info that they're holding secret.
Maybe they just don't.
They probably are.
Yeah,
and
until they have enough information.
Trump assassin attempt, and we never learned a damn thing about it.
We didn't.
I would love to learn more about Thomas Crook's motivation.
How they scrubbed his social media is strange.
Who was funding them? They just put that down the rabbit hole. But in the first, I saw they did a great Netflix documentary about the Boston bombing thing. And one of the things that I learned about it is in many ways how the various police departments stepped on each other's toes and they ran it. I mean, it was a confused mess. We always like to think the police are these experts and they run efficiently and everything, but they were no.
Yeah.
And it was they pretty much got lucky. The only reason they caught the Boston bombers is because they carjacked, they murdered a cop and they carjacked this Asian guy's car, and they were going to probably murder the Asian guy. They had to stop and get gas for so. And the Asian guy thought, well, this is my one chance. I got to run. and so he ran.
Yeah.
And then he was able to call in the car, but otherwise, who knows? So I don't know. I think it's sometimes still a little bit harder than we think, always, to catch
Well,
people.
and there was so many people there and so much confusion, and they're probably thinking like, we need to get the kids kind of in a safe spot, and everyone's running, and you know what I mean? And they probably didn't have like did they have? I mean, they have the university cops, which I don't know about in Utah, but they're pretty worthless.
Yeah, they're
At
like
least the
mall
ones
cops.
that, the U of A were worthless.
Yeah.
So they probably had to call in like real cops.
Yeah.
And by the time the feds and the cops got there and everything, it was probably just they're already gone, you know?
The shooter looks like part Mexican. I can't really tell that because of the lighting.
Yeah,
Did you
me
see
either.
his? I couldn't tell.
He just looked white to me, but he could be a white Mexican. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, he could just be a darker skin white too.
He
I mean,
could.
I couldn't tell. Did the Senate really vote against the releasing of the rest of the Epstein files yesterday? R.I.P. Charlie Kirk. I'm not sure
I
about
haven't
the
heard
whole.
about that. Everybody's been kind of focused on this
Yeah.
right now. Between this and that poor girl that got stabbed, that's like the two big news stories.
Well, I've heard some people, when you read online all the time, like I do, you get wacky theories that this whole shooting was actually coordinated by like the Trump to hide the Epstein stuff and all that. And I know. You see how
Trump was friends with him, and his son was like in tears almost on Meghan's show.
Yeah.
Because he was on there today. I think Don Jr. He said he was a little brother. I don't think Trump would do that.
Like Icarus, Charlie flew too close to the sun. Yeah, that's a Greek myth. He got the wings and he just flew too close to the sun and they melted and he crashed.
Who would have ever thought Charlie Kirk would be the one, though, that got shot like that? You know what I mean?
I know, you would think someone like Fuentes, not that I would advocate that, or
No,
a bigger
well, they
name.
tried, but that was
Yeah.
in a different thing. He wasn't like speaking at an event.
Let's see here. Degenerate Antifa as terror group and RICO funders. Yeah, I do think, again, if Antifa was the Proud Boys, they would have rolled them up years ago.
Oh, they would have.
And not only that, they're funders and talk people like Soros, who's ever funding them.
Well, it's funny how the left
Mhm.
always gets away with doing and burning shit down and causing all this problems. They don't do shit, but then if there is a group like Proud Boys, they just go after them. Or like what happened with January 6th. I actually saw some stupid shit libs compare this to January 6th. It's like, no, they didn't shoot anybody
Right.
except that poor girl, Ashley Babbitt. Was that her name?
Yeah.
She got shot by a black cop.
Yeah.
How come
incompetent.
nothing happened to that guy?
'Cause
But
he's
then,
black.
the
And-
guy with the George Floyd thing, he went to prison, and it's like, make it make sense to me, Paul. It makes no sense.
I know. And George Floyd, there was no racial element. He was a felon doing felon stuff.
He was a
because
career
He
criminal.
was a criminal doing criminal
He
stuff.
was a career
They
criminal.
asked him, he was being arrested. He could have complied at any time and he would have just gone in fine.
Yeah.
They weren't trying to kill him, but being how he is.
Well, he was jacked up on fentanyl.
And so he was trying to fight. And so you could say they restrained him improperly. I don't know, but they weren't trying to kill him.
Well, the guy was fucking huge.
I know. And so it's like, I have no sympathy for that. Now that Charlie Kirk is gone, who would fill his place? Does Nick Fuentes go farther in Kirk's place?
I don't think so. He's too divisive, I think.
Well, the only reason I don't think so, one of the things that Charlie Kirk had was he was really entrenched in the GOP realm.
He was.
I didn't even realize how much he was until after all this, because he knew Trump personally. He was good friends with J.D. Vance. Donald Trump Jr. thought of him, that he said, as a little brother.
He knew Vivek. All of them.
Megyn Kelly. He was good friends with Tucker.
Shapiro, Matt Walsh.
I mean, this guy was just...
Anybody big in the GOP, he knew them.
I didn't realize how
I didn't
influential Charlie Kirk was. I knew he was, Turning Point USA. I knew he had influence. But man, he had a lot of influence.
Well, they said he started at like 18 and he had 10 grand.
Yeah.
And he started with the 10 grand, and with 10 grand, he built like 3,500 chapters. I think they said 3,500 chapters of that all over the United States, which is pretty impressive. Even if he doesn't have all the right talking points, it's still it's a step in the right direction.
Yeah, the problem with Fuentes is, ironically, because Fuentes was originally all about optics, Fuentes lost the optics.
Yeah.
And so it's going to be almost impossible for Fuentes to recover and be accepted in the mainstream GOP.
Well, that bridge has been burned.
And
There's
now
no
you
way.
could say, and also how Fuentes talks about Jews and Jews have a lot of power with the GOP and the Democrats.
Well, and Charlie
and
Kirk
I know
had a
Charlie
family.
Kirk had said some things critical of Israel, but is in a different category than
It
Fuentes.
was, and it was more towards the end too. It wasn't like he did this his whole career, from what I understand. But also, Charlie Kirk had a family. He had a wife and kids, and he was like, people kind of looked up to him. Whereas like Fuentes is like a basement dweller. I mean, he doesn't even. I don't think he does even have his own place. I mean,
Fuentes is
like a man
yeah,
child.
he's talented. He speaks
He is.
well, but he's more an entertainer.
Yes.
And because the things he does, I mean, if you're going to hang out with a black guy that says he loves Hitler, and then you're going to, say all this stuff like Fuentes does, and I get it's to be edgy and funny. That's cool, I guess, but you're not going to be in the mainstream Republican.
Well, he propped up that pedo.
Well, he attacked.
Remember?
And then he tried to, during the election, he was trying to get Trump defeated.
He was. Remember that pedo guy, that Elliot? Was it Elliot Alexander? Yeah. He knew about that guy preying on those teenage boys, and he was just, he didn't.
But my point is, all his baggage, the GOP will never accept him. I just never will. So Fuentes will always be an outsider. Now he can be very influential to a lot of people. I have no doubt about that. But he can't be like a Charlie Kirk, because Charlie Kirk was also influential, but he was tied in the Republican Party.
Right.
And Nick, even he was mad at Trump. Remember, he was trying to have his gripers throw Michigan to, and there's just no way. He's burned too many bridges, and his name is too tarnished. And no, I don't see that happening. I don't know who would fill that role on. Do you have any ideas on the mainstream younger people?
Maybe like somebody like Matt Walsh or somebody. He's not really young. He's
that's what I'm thinking. Who's young?
Like, how old is he? Like, he's like I'm 46. I think he's probably like 40
about your age,
or late 30s, something like that.
Yeah, I don't see him. He's not that young.
All those guys are kind of like Shapiro's around my age. He's a little younger than me. I think he's like 40 now too, or 42, or I'm not sure how old these guys are. They're a little bit younger than me, maybe by a decade, 36 to 40.
Yeah, I don't see very many.
I don't know.
I don't see many talent in the Republican space.
I don't either.
And again, Fuentes, he could have if he didn't burn his bridges and do stupid shit. But he did that stupid shit, and that's always going to follow him.
Somebody said Michael knows. Yeah, he's older too. I mean, and they're kind of already doing their thing. I don't know because if they wanted to break into that type of thing, I think they would have already done it.
Yeah.
But Matt Walsh was saying he's still going to speak and do things. But like I said, they should just, for the time being, maybe just have these events indoors, and then you can have security. And then you don't have to worry about some nut jumping through, on the roof, planning this days in advance. It's those outside events that are the ones that are dangerous, I think.
The video of that Ukrainian girl was very upsetting. I agree. I mean,
really
both
upsetting.
Videos were upsetting.
That was like, man, I never really cry at seeing shit like that. The last time I cried was seeing those fires in California, because I'm kind of tough that way. But man, that Ukrainian girl, that did it. And then Charlie Kirk thing did it. It was just... I'm
seeing a massive amount of outrage over it. Do you think it will lead to meaningful change?
I hope so.
I hope so. People of all races are tired of criminals running free.
They are.
The guy that stabbed that girl, he's I consider not really human. He's an animal. He doesn't really think. He's a danger, and he can pretend he has mental illness. I don't care. He needs to be executed, but he shouldn't have been out in the first place.
No.
And so that's the problem.
14 times arrested.
Serious crimes, yes.
Yeah.
He should have been in the graveyard.
He should have.
And so I'm not very big fan of that, but that's...
well, it's funny, when Trump said that he was going to put like the National Guard in DC and clean it up. And all these people on the mainstream media were like, oh, crime's not that bad. Crime's actually gone down. There was blacks and other minorities that were out there, and this black lady was like, crime ain't down in my neighborhood. And all these people were like, they wanted this because they're tired of the fucking crime.
Yeah,
I mean, it affects not just whites, it affects this type of crime.
Yeah.
Yikes, what's that? Ad.
I know I need to skip this. How do we what the fuck? I was trying to get into Rumble. Sorry about this, guys, because I want to look at my
make sure no rants.
We have rants. I don't see the rants. I hope we didn't lose any rants there, but yeah, so that was it. I
don't know why on this I can't show some of the tweets that are held. It says another moderator handled this, and it's like, well, yeah, I'm the only moderator besides you. Somebody's joking, Baked Alaska. That would be hilarious if he would be the next guy on the... He said, hey, guys!
Yeah, it's
Uh,
yeah, yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe this will inspire somebody
Maybe
to
so.
want to do
Yeah.
this. I mean, let's hope that this guy did not die in vain for no
Yeah, let's
reason.
hope there is a good person that can take this up, and that
I
would
was
be.
kind of hoping they would keep their thing going, their TPUSA thing, because who
Mhm.
else really goes on college campuses anymore? Does anybody even really do this?
I don't
I
know.
know years ago Ann Coulter used to go on campuses, but not to that degree, I don't think. And Ben Shapiro used to go on campuses, but it's like I don't really know who goes anymore. He was kind of the big one.
Let me check the Powerchats. I forgot about that too. Sorry, but guys, I haven't streamed it. Well, I streamed the other day, but I got out
First
of it
time in
for
a
a
long
while.
time.
And it's been a long time since we've done Night
I
Owl.
don't even remember the last time.
I know. So it was like
I just got burnt out, like with work and everything else. And we have that dog that's nuts. He's awesome, but he's a good nut.
yeah, it requires some things here.
No, it doesn't look like it. You probably forgot to tell people. Oh wait,
No, it takes a bit here.
there's one 9/11.
Yeah, it's just
I can't.
home gamer. Glad to see you're finally doing well after the eye surgery. How were you initially diagnosed with glaucoma? I was diagnosed probably about 10 years ago. I go to regular eye appointments, and if you go to eye appointments, they check your pressure.
Mm-hmm.
And I went to just an optometrist, and he goes, "Well, your pressure's a little high. I want to send you to a specialist." And I went to a specialist, and they said, "Yeah, you have glaucoma." And they said, "Well, one of the ways we can treat this, besides eye drops, is laser surgery." And I had that done, and it lasts about 5 years. But then your eyes kind of go back to the same issue. And then I had it done again. In fact, when I first met you, I was just recovering from it. If you remember that,
I do.
my eyes
You had a
were-
headache, I remember.
yeah, it's kind of painful afterwards.
Yeah, mine went pretty well, my cataract surgery.
And then, so that was 5 years. And then just recently they said, well, we have these stents we can put in that to do that. So while they can't ever cure glaucoma, they can manage it. So you could keep your eyesight for your whole life. And
Yeah, yours was a lot worse. Like your cataract surgery, mine was
my
pretty
my
easy.
vision was horrible. It's -7. That's how nearsighted
Mine's
I was.
-4.
Yeah, I know. See, I was almost my vision. So it's just amazing.
Well, that
how low
lady
it
that
seems.
went to the movies with us last week, hers is -12.
Mhm.
I'm like, I don't even know how you can see to drive. She said her glasses are so thick. The place that she gets her glasses, they can't even make them that thick anymore. She's got to go somewhere else.
Oh, K-Max, I chatted this last night, but was missed. Elon Musk and his reaction to Kirk and Ukrainian women. Musk can borderline seem alt-right sometimes. Yeah, Elon Musk, obviously, he's been very, and thank you, K-Max. I thought I did talk a little bit about Elon Musk yesterday, but maybe I
You
didn't.
did a little bit.
But I think Elon's been really well. And again, I'm not saying Elon Musk is perfect, but I think he's in general done fairly well. I mean, I'm happy he gives a platform. And the Ukrainian girl, they would have hit the mainstream media, but they couldn't because of the internet.
Yeah. I'm not a
And-
fan of Elon really, but he does some good things once in a while, I guess, but I don't know. There's a lot of things I don't like about him.
I'm never going to counter signal him just because I doubled or tripled my followers because he lifted the shadow bans.
But he's also one of
and
these
he's
people that
provided
wants to bring in
monetization
all
for
this
me.
slave labor.
I know I don't agree with him on H-1B
and get all these
visas.
bitches pregnant, just spread a seed
Yeah,
all over,
yeah.
and not be a father to his
Again,
children.
like there's almost no one I agree with 100%, but I'm happy what he's done in general. So, and yeah, there's some things, especially the H-1B stuff, I kind of disagree with him about. We need to get that under control. That's for sure. So what's your prediction, Sacha? Do you think they're going to catch the guy? Do you think the other worry is if they don't catch him or this group, are they going to continue to escalate the assassinations? And my God, that would put this country almost at a state of war. Like, what, God forbid, let's say they should assassinate, I won't say anyone's name because I don't want to curse anyone, but one of the big names, let's say, should be assassinated again next week. I think if things just get really bad at
I
that
think
point.
they will catch somebody, and if they don't, they'll just pretend they did. They can maybe say, "Oh, this person," and then they don't really know. You know what I mean? Like it's because they're at a race against time to catch. People want this whoever did this to be caught. And so it makes them look bad if they don't catch them. So they could just throw somebody out there.
Is there a possibility that the guy that did this may see that, oh shit, they have all this stuff on me, and he just takes himself out?
No.
Suicide? You don't see him
I think
kill
he would have
himself.
done that. Don't you think he
Yeah.
would have already done that? They usually do it right then and there, like
Yeah,
that.
they just go
church shooter
crazy.
guy,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
That the school shooter, the last one. Yeah, they usually do it there. They don't do it later. And if he had people helping, then no. But
We're speculating he may have been a lone wolf. I don't know. I'm
yeah,
just speculating. I'm kind of getting the sense based on what Trump said and just other things that he had like a getaway driver. I think there's more people involved with this. I really
I
do.
think so too. I mean, I don't know. I hope they catch him. And as far as killing other people, I mean, yeah, these people are celebrating it.
Mm-hmm.
There's no shame in it for half the country. Maybe not half, but a lot of these people. I don't know how many videos there are. I saw clips, and there was too many that think this way.
Yeah,
I mean, it's scary. And if you think the people that voted for Kamala, if they all think that it was righteous that he was taken out, do you think that there's any shame? It's kind of like, you said there's no shame in this for these people, so why not take more people out?
I was reading this guy in X. He was raised in San Francisco area. He was a liberal, but he had to get out of there. And he said, you can't believe how insane these people are and how they want to kill everything that's decent. And everyone says, when I moved to a red state, I told them that. Everyone thinks I'm exaggerating. And I said, no, I'm not exaggerating. These people are fucking insane.
Mm-hmm.
And they're hateful. They just want to kill.
I've met some people like that are crazy. Well, even this guy I know, I wonder if he celebrated this because he put a picture on Facebook that made me really sus in response to this guy. And it's like, these people hate anybody if they're Christian or right wing or, I mean, I don't understand it. They're supposed to be the party of love and tolerance. I just read this book about Timothy Leary's third wife, and they were friends with like the Weather Underground, and they helped him get out of prison. And those people bombed places. And was it Bill Clinton? He let some of them off the hook. Was it Bill Ayers?
Well, Rosenberg, she blew up. She set up a bomb in the Capitol.
I mean, this is the same group. I mean, these people, and they're the ones, we're changing society for the better by killing people. That's what they think. They're that fucked up. They're twisted.
I just wonder if we're going to go through a series of assassinations like the 60s. In the 60s, you had JFK, RFK, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King. Yeah. And I was just wondering if we're going to go through a series of assassinations now. And will the right ever strike back and start going after the left?
I don't think so, because I think the right has morals. You know it's wrong to kill people.
Do you think the government, meaning Trump, will try to roll these groups up finally?
I hope so. I mean, he talks about it, but it's like, look what they try to do to Trump.
Yeah.
You can only do so much.
The trouble with Trump, he talks about a lot of stuff, but the key word is talk.
And he's only got 3 years to 3.5 years to start doing stuff. I mean, I don't know. He's got a lot on his plate.
I hope they go after him.
I do too.
They need to go. I think we need to go hard after all these people. I think a state of emergency needs to be declared.
Well, even just like the girl on the train, you should be able to ride a train without worrying some psycho is going to like stab you to death. And that kind of struck close to home too, because I have a friend that lives near Charlotte, and he doesn't live in Charlotte, but near there. And he goes there to the horror convention every year, and he takes the train. And I thought about that. I thought, my God, that could have been my friend. You know, you just don't know. He's white. They don't care who they fucking kill. These people are monsters, and they're just walking around, and they let all these people out of jail. Remember that? Oh, we got to let all these crazies out of jail because they're black. And it's like, there was a reason they were in jail before. And I was talking to somebody about this, and it's like, yeah, we had crime in the 90s, but in some ways, Bill Clinton's crime bill did help kind of clean stuff up. It seemed safer to me. I mean, you did have horrible things like the Oklahoma City bombing and things like that, but you didn't hear about this stuff. Maybe it's because of social media. And because of the internet now, you hear about this stuff a lot more. But man, it just seems like every other day there's some horrible story about somebody getting killed. Like you said, that white couple. I don't even remember hearing that from anybody except for a few people online. That should have been like a main story.
If you guys don't know what that was, there's a white couple in New York City. And this black guy came to their house, an elderly couple. And he goes, hey, I need to charge my phone. Can I come in and charge my phone? And being good, probably they don't want to be racist. They want to show they're compassionate. They allowed him in. He robbed them, tied them up, and burned them alive. So, yeah. Right.
That's a horrible thing. That's even worse than being stabbed, I think.
Know. And the media obviously tries to hide all this.
Well, the media tries to blame Trump and Charlie Kirk for Charlie Kirk dying. Oh, he had divisive language.
Mhm.
Fuck you. That's all you guys do is try to divide everybody and
Mhm.
everybody. Oh, everything's the right wing's fault or anything they don't like. They're evil. And I'm glad these people are getting fired. Fuck them. More of them should get fired.
I would hope they catch him. I think they will, just because they're putting pretty much every resource on it. And there's cameras everywhere. And I think if my theory is correct, they're going to have to look back not just at the cameras during the shooting, but on the days prior to they see if anyone went up
I'm
to
sure
the
they
roof.
are.
Anyone went up to the roof.
I'm assuming, and I know the cops aren't the brightest people. Sorry if you're a cop or you love cops, but I'm not a big fan of the cops. But if they did what they're supposed to do, I wouldn't mind. But when they're sitting around getting people for speeding and doing nothing else, I'm not a fan. But I would think if you're a cop or detective, you probably think the way we do, and you think like you're gonna have to think things like, well, how this scenario or this scenario, and you're probably gonna do that. And I would assume that they're gonna pull the footage from the.
Like,
they have
well, probably we have a footage of him. But here he is. He didn't have a rifle he was carrying, so obviously the rifle had to be up there, right? I mean, you just have to think logically about these things. And then he jumped down and he was walking through. Well, where was he going exactly? He didn't have the car parked with someone waiting for him.
If they could figure out if they could catch him in the parking lot, because they have cameras everywhere now.
Yeah.
If they have street light cameras. If they even catch him walking, and I don't know, like you said, if a car picked him up, if they could get enough camera footage just to see who picked him up. But I don't know. I don't know how far he walked or how far the cameras go. But I don't know. It seems like we're under a constant surveillance, so it seems like it shouldn't be this difficult to catch this guy.
I would think so too. I think we should be able to, because there's so many cameras and they can pull these, like you said, even in the neighborhoods. Well, they do. They did get a lot of more additional footage they showed us today.
Yeah, and maybe that's what they're working on. Maybe it takes a little bit more time than you think, because they probably have to have somebody comb through all that information.
And then I saw that footage before the news conference where he was limping. And I'm like, people think, well, maybe he was just doing that to throw people off. But after I saw him jump off that thing, I think he hurt his leg a little bit.
Some people were saying it was because he had the gun, but it's like, didn't they find the gun?
Yeah, he left the gun.
Okay, so then it wasn't because of the gun. He probably did hurt himself.
Well, you saw how he dropped. Then he kind of.
I actually didn't see that video. I just saw
really?
pictures. Yeah.
It wasn't. He just was on a roof and he was hanging. It was like one story up, and he was just. They said they had prints on him now. By the way.
Well, they should be able to catch him from that then.
And then he was hanging, and he jumped down from one story.
So he'd live, yeah.
But after he landed, he kind of went like this, and he was kind of limping after he landed. He was hobbling. I mean, he wasn't.
So it seems like just even from that, somebody would notice the guy limping.
Yeah.
If you ask bystanders, hey, did you see this guy? I mean, everybody's talking about this. It's everywhere. I guarantee you those college kids that were there, they're probably traumatized from all this. And they probably want the guy caught too. And so I would assume people are trying to put their heads together and figure this out.
The question is, do you think he's even from Utah, or this was a bigger op and he flew in?
I don't know.
I think it depends. I think if it's a lone wolf, he's probably Utah. But if it's a more bigger op, they may have, flew him in.
And it might have just been one guy that was like screwed up. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, we
just don't really know. We can speculate day and night.
But
I am kind of like you. I'm impatient though. I want to know who the hell did this, because the guy's walking around. I mean, that's kind of scary. Like, people walking
and when if they do get him and arrest him, there's going to be a mad dash to try to look up all his social media.
And
but hopefully they don't pre-scrub it before that.
Somebody will get it. Go on Kiwi Farms or 4chan. I'm sure somebody will have it.
Yeah, because it's yeah. So, well, I think you're right though about Ben Shapiro, because I just saw here he's trying to position himself as the new Charlie Kirk. But I don't.
He's not as likable though.
He's not as likable, and
he comes off as a douche. Charlie Kirk seemed polite, like I said. Every time I see him, he was at least nice to people. Shapiro's kind of a know-it-all.
Well, and Charlie Kirk, let's just be honest, is America first. And Ben's Israel first.
Something about Charlie Kirk too. He dropped out of college.
Yeah,
he didn't even go to college, so it's kind of like he's more. To me, he's more relatable than Ben Shapiro. I've got 1 million college degrees, and I play the. Whatever instrument he plays.
But I'm just reading this here. Ben Shapiro saying, we're going to pick up that blood-stained microphone where Charlie left it.
Well, I mean, yeah, go speak on campuses. But at the same time, like you said, his message is always Israel first. So I don't know how that's going to resonate.
So that question, who will take Kirk's position? Will it be Fuentes?
No.
Sadly, it'll probably more likely be someone like him.
I wish it would be Megyn Kelly, but she's
Yeah.
she's too old and she's got kids.
Well,
and
sadly,
stuff.
I
she's
think
a good speaker.
I think
though.
Ben wants that. He wants to be the guy because then they would love that because then he could, shepherd everyone into the Israel thing.
Well, that's what I mean, though. But how's that going to resonate? Because a lot of these people are not.
Yeah, it's not gonna. Yeah, I think that's. But I think that's why I think some of the conspiracy came out that maybe Israel killed him because Charlie was getting off the reservation. Now they can put their boy.
I hope not. I prefer they just pick somebody out we've never even heard of.
Yeah.
Maybe one of the guys in the organization could do it.
Yeah.
It seems like if they're going to keep doing TPUSA, I'm going to assume he had in his will or something. His wife helped him with it. She should be the one to decide. Who do you want if it's going to be under the TPUSA banner?
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty bad. So yeah, I think I do hope they'll catch them just because of the resources and
God, he's hurt.
They hurt now. And I do believe people will. I mean, with that reward money, I think some people know who are this guy. Someone already says that does look like Joey. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they will. I think someone will turn him in.
Yeah,
somebody will.
So, well, you probably need to rest your eyes here. So we'll probably wrap it up.
These things are just tight on my head.
Yeah, Rich Mountains had the guy's name. It's about the that I saw on 4chan. What was that here? You see that, right? I don't want to.
Sky Valdez.
But we don't.
That.
Yeah.
It's a woman named Sky Valdez.
No, that was it's a man that goes by that name.
Oh, well, this says it's a woman named Sky Valdez, unless he's joking.
I don't know, though. I heard that, but again, it's not confirmed, so I don't want to say it. So we'll see, though. So anyway, I think we'll wrap it up. So, hey, Sacha, it's been fun doing this again.
It has.
Yeah. So, guys, thank you. And hopefully we'll get you news. I'll catch the killer. If you know the killer, if you suspect, turn in the tip line, you get $100,000. So let's get the guy or girl or whatever it is. Talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.